What if I told you that everything happening in your life, every event, every emotion, every desire, is not random, not chaotic, but deeply, divinely orchestrated? What if you discovered that there is no outside power acting upon you at all, that everything is God unfolding from within you? This realization changes everything. For when you understand that God only acts, that every motion of life springs from one divine source within, you stop looking outward for answers and begin to awaken to the truth that the kingdom of heaven is within you. You see, for so long we have believed that life is happening to us. We've been taught that we must chase, struggle, strive, and fight against circumstances. What if the truth is far simpler and far more powerful? What if every circumstance is simply an echo of your inner state, a reflection of your belief? This is the mystery hidden in plain sight. God only acts. The world you see is God's activity in you. Everything that happens is the outpicturing of your own consciousness. When you begin to see this, something within you shifts. You realize that there is no one to blame, nothing to fear, no need to beg or plead. The one acting through all things is love itself. The movement of your life is the movement of God, responding faithfully to your inner vision. You are not a victim of chance. You are the vessel through which divine imagination expresses itself. Think of it this way. If a seed is planted in the ground, the life within that seed knows exactly how to unfold. Doesn't worry, it doesn't doubt, it simply acts according to its nature in the same way God acts through you according to the seeds you plant in consciousness. Every feeling of faith, every vision of beauty, every conviction of love is a divine seed, and God will act upon it perfectly. As you believe, so it shall be done unto you. That isn't a promise for the few. It's the eternal law of being. You've heard it said, "Be still and know that I am God." That effort for anxiety comes in quiet recognition that the I am within you is the only power that acts when you affirm within yourself, I am prosperous, I am healed, I am loved. You are declaring the truth of your being. You are setting divine law in motion. God does not act apart from you. He acts as you. And this realization frees you from every limitation, because you no longer wait for something outside to change. You change your inner belief, and the outer must conform. Consider the story of the blind man who came to be healed. He was not healed because someone performed magic upon him. He was healed because faith saw beyond the blindness. The one who healed saw the man as whole, not as broken. In that vision, God acted. The outer blindness had no power once the inner sight was restored. That is the secret. You must see yourself and others as already whole. To the degree that you feel and accept it, it becomes reality. You may ask, but how can I change what seems so fixed? My job, my health, my relationships? The answer is not to fight what is seen, but to quietly assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Close your eyes and imagine, not as a daydreamer, but as one who knows imagination creates reality. Feel the joy of already being who you long to be. Dwell in that feeling until it becomes natural. That inner conviction is God acting. You will not know how it comes to pass, but it will. For God only acts, and His action never fails. The moment you stop seeing yourself as separate from God, the struggle ends. You realize that every prayer you have ever spoken was answered the moment you believe. There are no delays in divine action, only delays in acceptance. As soon as you feel it real, it begins to take shape. Life is not testing you, life is reflecting you. If you wish to see love, be loved. If you wish to see abundance, rest in the consciousness of already having it. God's action is immediate, for it is one with your inner acceptance. Sometimes we cry out in pain, why did this happen to me? But even in those moments, love is acting. What appears as delay or loss is often divine correction, realigning you with what you truly desire. Nothing is wasted, nothing is lost. Every experience, pleasant or painful, is God moving you toward awakening. When you begin to see through love's eyes, you no longer resist. You trust that every step, every detour is divine activity in perfect harmony, and this is why forgiveness is so powerful. To forgive is to release the belief that anyone has acted apart from God, It is to see the divine actor behind every mask, to know that even the things that seem to harm you were instruments of grace leading you higher. When you forgive, you return to the awareness that there is only one acting and that one is love. You step out of the drama and rest in peace. Faith then is not merely hope. It is the quiet confidence that the unseen reality is already true. When you walk in faith, you are walking with God, not as a distant being, but as your own inner awareness. Faith is not trying to make something happen. It is knowing that it already has in the realm of spirit. Whatsoever things ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. This is not a future promise. It is a statement of divine law. The moment you believe you have received, God acts. You may think that sounds too simple, but simplicity is the mark of truth. The mind complicates what the heart already knows. The same power that moves the stars, that opens the flower, that breathes through your lungs, is at this very moment shaping your world according to your belief. The action of God is not separate from your imagination. It is your imagination. Every time you feel, think, or believe, you are directing divine energy. That's why it said, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Your heart is the workshop of creation. So begin today to watch your inner conversations. What are you saying to yourself? What stories are you repeating? Every inner word is a command to God, and God only acts. If you speak of lack, lack appears. If you speak of abundance, abundance flows. Not because words are magic, but because they express your belief. And belief is creative. Speak life, speak love, speak peace, and you will see them manifested before your eyes. And if doubt creeps in, be gentle with yourself. You do not have to force faith. You only need to return to awareness. Sit quietly and remind yourself, all power is within me. God acts through me, as me. Feel that truth sink deep into your being. As you rest in that knowing, the outer will begin to mirror the peace within. Fear dissolves because you realize there is no opposing power, only God acting in perfect order. There will come a moment when you look at your life and smile, because you'll see that even the things you once resisted were part of love's unfolding plan. You will no longer say, I must make things happen, but rather, I allow God to act through me. You'll live in harmony, not haste. You'll walk in faith, not fear. And you'll find that every step is guided, every need is met, every desire is fulfilled in its perfect time. The beauty of this truth is that it asks nothing from you but awareness. You do not need to earn God's favor or prove your worthiness. You already are the expression of divine love. The very breath moving through you is God acting now when you rest in that knowing. The struggle ceases and creation flows effortlessly. This is not a distant promise. It is a living reality available the moment you believe. So as you go forth, remember this. There is no power outside of you. The same that created the world lives in you, moves through you, and acts as you. Every event, every moment is the unfolding of divine imagination. Accept this truth, feel it deeply, and your whole world will begin to change. Because when you know, truly know, that God only acts, fear ends, love reigns, and all things become possible. And that truly changes everything. Imagine for a moment that your life is a grand stage. Every scene, every actor, every circumstance is appearing perfectly according to the play you hold within your mind. You may look around and think, but I didn't write this. And yet deep within, you wrote it through your assumptions, through the feelings you have accepted as true. The world is your mirror, faithfully reflecting the beliefs you carry about yourself and about life. And this reflection never lies. God only acts, and His action is to express your inner state into outer form. When you begin to grasp this, you stop pleading with life to change. You stop asking for miracles as if they were favors. You realize that you are the miracle in motion. God acts as your consciousness of being. The moment you accept a new belief about yourself, a new identity, creation begins to reorganize around that acceptance. You don't need to force or manipulate anything. You simply rest in the knowing that the unseen reality is already forming. Everything visible is the shadow of an unseen cause. The moment you feel yourself to be something, you set in motion the divine act that brings it forth. This is why imagination is the greatest gift of God. It is the means through which He acts. You do not pray to a distant deity. You commune with your own imagination, and there God speaks when you imagine lovingly, faithfully, persistently. You are moving the invisible into the visible. Think about the times in your life when something you deeply felt came to pass.
So sorrow, success, or failure.
You can always trace it back to a state you once accepted. That quiet confidence before something wonderful happened, or that deep worry before a challenge appeared, both were answered perfectly. The universe is not partial, it simply reflects. The moment you truly feel something to be real, the creative power within acts upon it with absolute fidelity. And what happens when you choose to feel something new? When you dare to believe in a greater possibility? Old conditions may resist for a while. They are merely echoes of your previous state, but they must eventually fade. The new feeling held with faith overrides the old pattern. You cannot serve two masters who cannot hold on to fear and expect love to bloom. Choose love, choose faith, and God acts upon that choice. Even the smallest shift in consciousness changes the entire flow of your life. When you wake in the morning, before the world claims your attention, take a moment to center yourself.
For simply being. Whisper to yourself,
I and the Father are one, what I imagine God expresses. As you move through the day, hold that quiet awareness. You'll notice subtle changes, a sense of ease, encounters that seem divinely timed, answers appearing without struggle. Is God acting not tomorrow, not someday, now? So when fear arises, remind yourself, fear is only faith turned toward the wrong image. It is still the same power, misused. Turn your gaze back to truth. The fear dissolves. You have not lost power. You've simply forgotten where it lives. Everything begins and ends in consciousness. You are never separate from the source. When someone wrongs you or speaks against you, bless them. Do not react from hurt, act from understanding. See them as unaware of the divine truth, as playing a temporary role in your awakening. By holding love in your heart, you free both them and yourself. The outer situation may still play out, but its sting will vanish because only one actor is truly at work, and that actor is love.
The world is not against you, it is responding to you. The moment you shift your inner dialogue,
the script of your life begins to change. Try it. Instead of saying, I can't, whisper, I already am. Instead of thinking, one day, say, now. Feel the difference. One thought binds you, the other liberates. The words themselves are not magic. It is the state behind them that moves mountains. God does not hear words. He feels belief. Every time you feel something is real, God acts. This is the essence of faith, walking in the unseen with such conviction that the outer
you don't need to see results to know it's done.
The seed doesn't question whether the soil will nourish it. It simply grows. Likewise, your inner conviction will bear fruit in its season. And just as no two seeds sprout in the same moment, your desires unfold in divine timing. Trust that timing. The act of God is never rushed, yet it is never delayed. Begin to live from the end. If you desire peace, live as though peace is already your natural state. If you seek abundance, carry yourself as one who already possesses it. Feel it deeply until it becomes your truth. The outer must conform, for it has no will of its own. God only acts according to what you believe yourself to be. You are never waiting for a miracle. You are waiting to believe in one. The moment you believe, the act is complete. This is why it said that. All things are possible to the one who believes. It's not a figure of speech, it's a law. God acts through belief, through the acceptance of an idea as true. The moment you embody the feeling of already having what you seek, The unseen hand begins its perfect work. You may not know the means, but you can rest assured. The end is certain. There is immense peace in knowing this. No longer do you wrestle with fate or plead with heaven. You simply enter into the quiet joy of knowing that the power made you is still acting in you, through you, and as you. Every moment is an invitation to choose again, to align your inner world with love, to awaken to your true nature. Every breath is the movement of God in you. And when you walk with that awareness, life becomes effortless, the striving ends, and creation becomes play. So, my friend, take this truth into your heart and let it become your living awareness. There is only one presence, one power, one actor, and that is the divine life moving through you. When you finally understand that God only acts, you stop pleading for change and start being the change. You begin to walk with quiet confidence, knowing that every desire born within you is love-seeking expression. You are not small. You are not forgotten. You are the vessel through which infinite power reveals itself. Every moment you dare to believe in goodness, in healing, in abundance, you become the living proof of divine action. When you speak words of faith, when you imagine lovingly, when you forgive and choose peace, you are allowing God to act in the only way He ever does, through you. So stand tall in that awareness. Let your heart rest. Let your faith speak louder than fear. And as you move through this life, remember, no matter what appears before you, it is all God in motion, all love unfolding, all creation answering the song of your inner belief. Live from that truth, and you will see that the world itself transforms because you have transformed. That is the power, that is the promise, and that is the truth that changes everything.